Hi, and welcome to another LRCC Soundbite. I want to start this week by telling one of the ancient stories of the Israelite people. Do you like snakes? I'll warn you now, this story is full of them. Thousands of them. You see, back when the Israelites were in the desert, as Moses was leading them from Egypt to the Promised Land, the people, as they kept doing from time to time, started grumbling and complaining about God. They complained that they were worse off. If only they could be back in Egypt as slaves, they would be better. Things would be okay. It doesn't seem to make sense, does it? This went on, and in the end, God sent poisonous snakes that started biting people. Of course, the people soon figured out what they'd got wrong here and that they should be trusting God. So they found Moses and asked him to pray to God to help them. So God told Moses to make a metal snake and to fix it onto a tall pole, and then tell people that all they needed to do was come and look at the snake on the pole as a sign that they were sorry, and then if they had the faith, God would heal them and save them when they were bitten. Moses did all this and all was well again. So now let's wind forward a couple of thousand years. Jesus is having a secret meeting with one of the leaders of the people in Jerusalem. It's not that he asked for it. This leader asked and came to see Jesus secretly at night. Jesus tells this man, his name was Nicodemus, he tells him that one day he, that is Jesus, will be lifted up high just like that ancient metal snake was and become a symbol in the same way, so that people would only have to look to him and trust him and they would be saved. Not from snake bites this time, but from their sins, all the things they've done wrong. The things that separate us from God. I'm not sure whether Nicodemus knew quite what to make of it at the time. We know now that Jesus was referring to Easter, to the time when he would be nailed to a cross, and that cross would be lifted up. As Christians, we look to Jesus and trust him to save us because of that. For us, in some ways it's easy looking back. But I think Nicodemus would have been confused for a while at least, probably until Jesus had died and then come back to life again 3 days later. And then when Jesus' disciples started preaching and telling everyone about everything that Jesus had done. I don't know this, but I think Nicodemus would probably have clearly remembered this conversation. And if he did, he would then finally understand what Jesus meant. I don't know what you put your faith in to help you when things are hard. To the Israelites all that time ago, it might have seemed crazy to go and find Moses to look up at a snake on a stick to be healed from the snake bites. After all, the snake was the symbol of everything that was wrong for them. But it worked. Of course, not everybody did. Some did ignore Moses, and they would have died from their bites. But no one who did look and believe was disappointed. Every single one of them was healed and were fine. And that's the offer from Jesus then, and that's still the offer from him today. All he asks us is to look to him, believe in him, and ask him to forgive us. And that's it. You're saved, and God will stay with you, and you can get to know him directly for yourself. Being a Christian, see, it's not about sitting in a stuffy old church and letting a vicar tell you stuff. It's about having a real relationship, yourself personally, with God. If that's something you'd like to know more about, then do come and see us or get in touch. I'd love to tell you more about it and maybe help you explore what it means for yourself. There's no obligation, there's no commitments from talking to me. I'm just here to share my story and let you make your own mind up. In a couple of weeks, we're going to be remembering Jesus dying on that cross. And then just after that, him rising to life again. As we do that this year, why not explore for yourself whether it means more than you thought? God bless you. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.